Let's talk about corruption. Today, I just want to rant about this monster called corruption, and not because it's happening, but because of our approach as citizens in the war against graft. Corruption. I mean, there's too much corruption scandals in this country that it's becoming increasingly difficult to keep up with all of them. There's dams, there's the Galana-Kulalu irrigation project, there's embezzlement of public funds in the counties. I mean, it's difficult to keep up with all these things, and what makes it worse is that as Wananchi, we are the people who are suffering. We do not have public services, healthcare sucks. Right now, there are people who can't even get beds in public hospitals, leave alone getting access to a doctor, just because we do not have a functional healthcare. So hi, thank you for joining. If you're just joining Voice It, this is Voice It, the platform that empowers millennials in Kenya to be active citizens. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and be part of the Voice It squad. So as part of the Voice It squad, it means you are not silent. You are at the forefront of advocating for change in this country, and you're not silent when things go wrong, okay? So let's talk about, actually we are not talking. I am basically ranting because right now corruption is arguably the biggest challenge to Kenya's economic growth. But what makes me sad as a citizen of this country, as a young person in this country called Kenya, is that we have politicized the war against graft, that we've taken away its criminality. Corruption is criminal. The effects of corruption are just immense, and it's the citizens who feel the effects of this. And I've covered this in a previous video. I will share the link before, in ways in which corruption affects you as Wananchi. So my issue is that as citizens of this country, we have a way of looking at the war against graft through a political and tribal lens. If the DCI is working and nabbing people, you want to get up and say, our person, mtu wetu, is being targeted. Just how sick is that? Last week on Wednesday, I almost jumped out of my skin when I saw residents of Samburu County take to the streets to protest that their governor is being mistreated and targeted. I mean, this guy, he's accused of economic crimes, abuse of office, and trading illegally with the county's funds since 2013. And this person has been taken to court according to the laws of the land, and they want to get up and go and protest that Mtuwetu is being targeted. Just how sick is that? And it's not the first time that we are seeing this happen. Back in the days when the Anti-Corruption Commission was summoning leaders who had been mentioned in the corruption report, we saw people rally and mobilize and escort their leaders to Integrity House. Just how insane is that? When Migori Governor Okoth Obado was charged with murder. I mean, this is not even allegations. He is charged with murder. And I know the laws of the land say that someone is innocent until proven guilty, but the guy has been taken to court. But what did we see? We saw women. Of all the people, women, the people who suffer the most when there is instability in the country, when there is war, when there is poverty, we saw them outside the High Court protest that their governor is being targeted. And we wonder why we go wrong. We wonder why we're in this place as a nation. We are here because as society, a leader will always be as good as its people. Okay? So not unless we start demanding for better, and actually we have a constitution under chapter 6 which talks about the integrity of public officers. So if someone has been taken to court when and charged with corruption, let the law take its course. You know, you are the people right now who will complain that there are no jobs because companies are shutting down, because it's becoming increasingly difficult to operate, for businesses to thrive. We have seen businesses in Eastleigh, a big major economic hub in Nairobi County, shut down last week because of overtaxation. What happens? This means people are losing jobs. Multinationals are closing shop because of overtaxation. And by the way, some people actually say, in Kenya, when you're planning to set up a business, let me say allegedly, just to be safe, you have to create a budget for facilitation, you know, because someone will always ask for a kickback. As citizens of this country, as taxpayers, we are entitled to good governance. We are entitled to functional public services. This includes access to quality and affordable healthcare. This includes quality education. This includes good infrastructure and a thriving business environment. And not unless we start demanding for accountability and good leadership from our leaders, then we can as well shut up and enjoy the ride.